right, what's up, everybody? It is Power Talk time. Let me put in the Power Talks. Hope you all enjoyed our conversation yesterday. But I am in the middle of a challenge all week with the king of challenges. If you don't know what challenges are, it's where it's a process of daily kind of broadcast, really informative, and a bunch of people are on. But we also challenge you to go off and learn something or different ways to execute your dreams and what you're doing. And I'm going to be bringing Pedro on, who is the king of doing this. I don't know if he invented it. Maybe he even invented it. I'm not sure, but he definitely is the ones that we all seek to go out and help us with challenges because, I always tell you, you got to OPM, right? Other people's mind power, marketing, manpower, manufacturing, mentorship, other people's mistakes. You can make significant change, profit, all that good stuff off of all those type of things. All right. So let's see who's here. Tenny Enterprises said they have a question. Let me see. I have a question. I'm going to college. Is going to college fun at a young age and worth the money, or growing a business and missing out? Good question. I mean, there's no really one answer. I mean, listen, college is college, right? I didn't go to college. I know many people going to college and have had an absolute blast and came out and was super successful. I know a lot of people went to college and did not have a good time and came out and who was super successful, and vice versa. Those who went and had a blast and came out and they're doing something totally different and they may not be where they want to be in life. It is what you make of it. College, the street hustle, any of that stuff is what you make of it. So there's no one answer. Listen, Steve Jobs wrote in his book about doing drugs, right? I don't suggest you do it. A lot of professors would say it was one of the greatest times of their lives in the 60s and 70s. I find that quite dangerous because putting something in your body that may take you off course and you may get addicted to. So, but listen, you got Steve Jobs saying it. He's quite successful. That doesn't mean everybody who's going to go out there and sample taking drugs are going to be successful. So, it is what it is. So again, somebody else said, is college worth it? I always say, go to college. If you're going to be a doctor, please go to college and medical school. If you're going to start cutting people open, it's up to you if it's for you or not. All right. So I'm going to bring in, hey, Eric Patrick Thomas, what's happening? I was going to wear my, this is a new FUBU hoodie, Eric Patrick Thomas. I was going to wear one of my Inspire hoodies today, but it was super, super cold, and these things are really, really thick. All right, so let me just bring in Pedro really quick, because we have a challenge coming on at 1 o'clock, so we got 41 minutes to cover here, and we're not going to cover full 41 minutes with Pedro, because I know he got to get into the other room. But let me tell you who Pedro is, so you can to work in sales for several years before becoming a financial service professional with a passion for helping people live retired and free. Founded 100 Times Academy, the #1 online training resource and community for Christ-centered entrepreneurs. 3-day live and highly interactive online training courses. 5 times ClickFunnels, 2 Club winner. 2 Club. Any entrepreneur who has used ClickFunnels to grow their business to a 7-figure mark. #1 best-selling author of Retired and Free, The Unconventional Path to Financial Certainty and Fulfillment. I always talk about financial intelligence, so this guy's going to be able to tell you about it in a very specific way, especially for entrepreneurs, right? They always say it's so hard to make it, but it's so much harder to keep it. Currently partnered with me in the Power Shift Challenge, and if you want to go to the challenge, we're going to go on at 1 o'clock Eastern, which is 40 minutes from now. Go to PowerShift2021.com to register. Take the coughs out of it. PowerShift2021.com to register. All right, let me just bring Pedro in really quick. Looking for Pedro. Looking for Pedro. Where you at, my man? Where you at, Pedro? All right, we're going to try it again. All right. Well, I don't see Pedro at the moment. I'm going to bring in somebody else in between time while I'm looking for Pedro. I think her name is. Oh, and I hit Pedro's name wrong. I spelled it wrong. I spelled it with an A by mistake. Let me make sure that I do it the right way. Crap.
Hi, good
How's this already?
afternoon.
What's happening?
How
I
are
can't
you?
see you.
You can't see me?
No, I cannot.
How about now?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Aw.
Are you in the? Are you? Is this in a bad area?
No, I can see you and I can see myself. Let me
Okay. Well,
hold
you know
on
what?
one
Don't
second.
worry about the visual right now. Cause you were requesting me the other day, weren't you?
I was.
I do remember seeing your name and face. Was it when we were talking about stocks?
Yes. I think I don't remember. You were talking about a lot of things.
All right,
But I'm
but
just so
let's get
happy
into
that
it.
you accepted me.
No problem. And you see, I remember people trying to request me as well. So I don't, I can only get a certain amount of people, but I do remember you. So let's get into it. What's cracking? You got a good question, comment,
Um
solution to everybody's problems in the world?
Well, I just wanted to say, number one, thanks for your time and for being so consistent and inspiring.
Oh, thank
My
you.
name is, my name is Loida Hopkins, and this is my product, Spanglish. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. But I am starting a seasoning business. So I'm making my own adobo seasoning. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you, what is the best thing to do in the midst of kind of waiting on things to happen? So I'm working with the trademark attorney, and I'm in the process of getting my name and logo trademarked, as well as working with my graphic designer to, make sure that my label is going to present well to the consumer base once we get into grocery stores. So I'm a mother of 3 children. I'm homeschooling. And so I get a little impatient because I kind of want to move and have things going. So what do you suggest is the best thing to do during that time?
So so let me get this straight. So right now you have not officially launched the brand or the product. It is a seasoning. You're trying to lock up all the
I did
fundamental.
launch it.
Yeah.
Sorry, hon. I
So
have a
go ahead.
cottage food establishment here in Delaware. And so that allows me the opportunity to mix my own seasoning inside my home and sell it at farmers markets without crossing state lines. But
Mm-hmm.
I am working with 2 co-packers. I'm in the process of trying to get my sample from them and, snail mail with COVID. So that's where I'm at. Once we get to that point, then I'll be able to launch retail and sell on Amazon and anywhere else.
Okay, so you have not technically launched it to third parties. You've been selling it yourself out of farmers markets.
Correct.
Okay, so you're working on trademarks and things of that nature.
Yes, sir.
And how are you going to that? Attorneys, or are you going to the USPTO?
Directly with my attorney. I have a trademark attorney.
Okay. Okay, so here's a couple of things that I would suggest. Of course, any of the names that you do come up with, make sure you accurately put it in the category that you want, and a trademark attorney will do that. You can go on to USPTO, United States Patent Trademark Office, and you can research other similar names, because of course, if you put a name in that you will not get trademarked, then you spent all that time. You don't want to create labels and all those things, websites, URLs with a
I did
name.
do that. I did do that. Right now, Spanglish is being used by a restaurant, and my attorney said that because that would be where I'm not going to be a restaurant. So yeah.
I would be very careful with that.
Okay.
Spanglish is a very common word.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that means you open yourself up to, you never know when, why wouldn't it be used as a restaurant? If Spanglish is already a restaurant, you are doing foods, you're doing seasoning, and that lends itself to foods. Even if you were doing shirts that said
Mm-hmm.
Spanglish, if they happen to say, well, we love to sell Spanglish shirts out of our restaurants,
Yeah.
then you would be having a problem, right? Because Spanglish is a very common word, the mixture of Spanish and English. I would say it's challenging. How do you get around that and use the word Spanglish? Well, you would have to, and again, please consult an attorney. Things change, but more than likely, you would have to have your name being just as large. So Spanglish by, so forth, or it's like different words. But the challenge with that is a lot of times people, let's say you did get the mark Spanglish by whatever. If you just put Spanglish on there and by so forth is not the same size as Spanglish, what they say is you're trying to trick the consumer,
Uh-huh.
right? Because you can have best Apple ever
Mm-hmm.
clothing line, but if best is really small and ever is super small, well then Apple's going to say, "What the hell are you doing?" Right?
Okay.
So that's where you start to deal with certain challenges. Now that's why people who go after marks, because let's say, God willing, your Spanglish thing becomes everything from frozen foods to seasoning to apparel. Somebody may say, why would anybody buy seasoning apparel? Well, Pepsi and Coke apparel were huge during the 80s and 90s, right? And we all see that type of stuff, right? Let's say you become huge like that. If you have a name that is very common, you may have a challenge going through all the other categories as you grow. That's why people like to come up with names that you never heard before, like Facebook and Google and Uber and Fubu's. When I came out with Fubu, people were like, "What the hell is that? Is that Italian food? Is that Spanish? Is that the poo poo platter at the Chinese restaurant?" Um, and that often, when you're talking about names, that's how you should really consider it. And you can
Okay.
easily do that before going to attorneys. You can easily do that by researching who's in the category that you're trying to go after by looking into going to the U.S. Patent Trademark Office, uspto.gov.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I would love to connect. I don't want to take up too much time here, but if possible, it would be great to connect with you. I know you have a busy schedule and a lot of people, but if you don't mind, I'd like to send you an email or a DM. Even if you don't respond, I just wanted to connect
You can
with you.
always send me a DM. Unfortunately, I get a lot of a
I
lot of
understand.
correspondence, and yeah, and even my friends say to me, "Why don't you respond to me?" And I tell them I get 400 emails a day, 300 texts, and those are just from my ex-wife. So I'm just joking, but I get a lot of correspondence, and I'm really bad at it. So, and now I don't know. I pick up my phone these days, and I go, "What the hell is this?" Oh, geez, everybody found me on WhatsApp. Oh, everybody found me on here. I mean, it's like it's overwhelming. But please DM me. I will remember you the same way I remember that you just requesting to speak to me.
Great. Great. My name is Loida Hopkins from Delaware. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, and congratulations on being a mom of three and homeschooling. That is way, way harder than any brand you'll ever launch in your life. Congratulations on
Yes.
that.
Thank
Good
you. Have a
luck.
great
Happy
day.
holidays. You got
You
it.
too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's see if we got Pedro in here. I don't have Pedro in here. He's so busy. Pedro's so. You know what I do have though? I have I have the Beauty Shark Ginger here. Let's see if she's available. Oh, she's busy. She's declined. You know what? She's a professor actually someplace. She may be doing her professor thing or whatever. All right, who else we got here? Miles Jack Morrison. No, Miles Jack. I mixed it up. Milejack underscore something else. Swallow 8. All right. What's up,
Go ahead.
man?
No, long time no talk.
How you doing?
I've been great. 2020 has been, an eventful year, and eventful in a good way, because
Uh-huh.
I actually hit some bucket list things, and I really want to be able to, for all your viewers right now, even with the pandemic, amazing things can happen. Because one, I became a bodybuilder, just finished my first show, and
Nice.
that was crazy. And two, I got to talk to you about my company a long time ago, Swoolmate, and it has been such an amazing growth. And I'm finally hitting the nail, because I remember you talking about you got to know your why
Mm-hmm.
if you want to ever do something like that. And I love watching your videos because it really motivates the young entrepreneurs like myself.
Right.
And it means a lot. I really want to let you know it really does mean a lot because in a year like 2020, it really discouraged a lot of people, especially with
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't say oh well, things are going bad, so it might go bad for me. So I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Cool. And I see my boy Pedro's on, so we're gonna learn from that. So yeah, let's get to that question because I remember you were doing a clothing line, and then and you did compete. Where did you come? Did you place when you competed, or
Yeah,
or just?
I placed second in novice and fifth in overall.
All right. Congratulations on that. All right.
Thank
So
you.
what's the question?
So in 2021, how can we step into that as young entrepreneurs and step into the right direction through e-commerce?
Well, stepping into it as young entrepreneurs is a process like I'm stepping into certain aspects of business as a young entrepreneur as well. You're never going to not be a young entrepreneur. If you look at, I love to say it, Warren Buffett is still doing his research. Now, this on stuff to invest in. I mean, this guy is 195 years old and he's doing it. So I think that's the best way to even look at it. Look at stepping into any category as a young entrepreneur. I'm a young entrepreneur when it comes to clothing because even though I know clothing and I know how to do it by making it and selling it to retailers, I'm still a young entrepreneur as making it print on demand, selling it directly online, not having inventory, creating subscription models. There was no subscription models when, I was, coming up. I mean, there was a certain version of it, meaning the store would have layaway or they would have some kind of version of, when the next shipment comes in, because you buy so much, I'm going to keep something behind the counter for you, but it wasn't directly to the door. So I say all that to say, you got to look at everything as being a young entrepreneur. Even listen, even in your world of training, I'm sure the veterans in there are approaching nutrition and approaching various other things whole new ways than they did in the past. They're learning and growing, and I think that is probably one of the best ways to think about it. However, to go back into what you're saying is that, yeah, I mean, you got to understand how to be digitally somebody who is digitally savvy, right? You don't know if your customer is going to be. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, Pinterest is still a really great place to convert people over to buying your product. And I've never been on Pinterest, but I think about it all the times I pull up some items, whatever, you go to a Pinterest blog or story, and that directs you to buy. And I was like, holy crap, you know what? I didn't even think of that. So it's always ways that you can digitally touch people, whether it's Twitch, it's Snapchat, it's Pinterest, it's Twitter, it's Instagram. It's on Instagram. Is it through stories or is it through live or is it through posts? I mean, you got to keep learning this stuff.
And I actually did a lot of research, even on Pinterest. I never thought I would ever dive into Pinterest before, but I learned that in the wintertime, right now, just by doing my own research, I learned just Sherpas, like this Sherpa I have right here of my company, like they're selling like hotcakes right now, especially in the fitness world. I never thought a Sherpa would be something like that. But now, as you said, like diving into different avenues, such as other different types of social medias, it really could mean a lot. And I know you have to get to Pedro. I don't want to take up too much time. But
Sure.
but I just want to say again, it's such an awesome pleasure getting a chance to talk to you again, and you take the time for the people like me who are just trying to make it.
No, I appreciate you, man, and keep doing what you're doing, and then hopefully you're out there. I didn't get a chance to look at your site, but hopefully you're out there as being somebody who now is going to compete on a massive stage and massive levels. Hopefully
Yep.
you're out there educating people as well on how they can help their bodies and their mind, because right now a lot of people are either drinking or working out. Either way, they're going to find a way to relieve stress or drugs, unfortunately. And if working out and getting your body right and getting your mind right is the best way to do it, and you can educate people, keep doing it.
Will do. Daymond,
All
and
right,
Merry
man.
Christmas, man.
Thank you, man. Happy holidays. Peace.
About it.
All right, let's get to Pedro. He was in here a little while. Oh, I see Billie Jean Marketing is in there too. Oh, beast. And he's almost becoming a bodybuilder. He's starting to put a lot of oil on his body when I see him. And you know what? I'm going to just bring him on because I don't see Pedro. Pedro, I'm sorry I don't see you, but I'm going to see you in a little bit. I'm always with Billie Jean Marketing. Oh. Watch this. Watch this. This dude, he's in my book, Power Shift. This dude is absolutely phenomenal. If you don't know who he is, you need to know who he is. You need to know. Come on, man. Come on, Billy. Come on. He's trying to put his shirt back on because he's all glossy when I see him now. Here you go.
What up?
Hey,
What up? What's up, man?
you've been really, really, really
First
glossy
of
with the
all, first of
body
all,
because you've
pause with the oil.
been. How much? It's not how much weight you've lost because obviously it's moved
Yeah.
over to muscle. But
I lost
how
I
long has
lost
it been?
60. Yeah, I lost 60 pounds this year. And then I probably like holidays pick back up 10, you know what I mean? Now got to get back on it, etc. But yeah, man, it was a crazy journey because like for me, I hated everything at the top of this year about health. Like if I'm being straight up, like the idea of like working out every single day sounded nuts to me. The idea of like actually like I felt like I always worked so hard. So like food was kind of like my release, you know what I mean? Like I want to go
Yeah.
out with my friends. I want to have everybody over. I want to, I want to drink. I want to party. Like I want to blow off some steam like you were just saying. And like that shit caught up to me. And then it went from, in my 20s being in extremely good shape to like, I look up and I go, oh shit, I'm 307 pounds is what I got up to.
You weren't
300.
307 pounds. No, you
Dude,
weren't.
I did. And like it was
Dog,
this is when it got bad. Yo, this is let me see it. Like I'm
dog,
at a
at
hotel right now.
300 pounds, 307 pounds, you don't see your candy. You don't see
Yo,
your candy at 307 pounds.
unless you have a lot of candy, then you can still see.
You don't see your candy, baby.
But this is how bad it was. Like I have a couch right here. This is I'm in Austin right now for like a work thing. But it was one of those, and this is when I knew I had to get on my shit. I was getting up from the couch and I did it in like a 3-point stance. Like first, like I had to like roll over and then I had to like get on the knee, you know what I mean? So like that's when I was like, no, this shit needs to stop. Like this is crazy. 32 and can't even get off the couch. I knew there was a problem.
Well, congratulations, man.
Appreciate you.
I think that's inspirational because you're just as busy or even busier than I am. I mean, you guys staff. How big is your staff right now?
24 of us. I think there's 24 of us.
24.
Yeah.
You're doing all that digital training and marketing and your own businesses and your clients.
We
dealing with
just
COVID.
crossed 120,000 students in 75 countries now. So it's been nuts. It's been nuts the whole journey.
Has been nuts. You got a new baby, just like me, right? And
Little
dealing with COVID.
Yo, our daughters look alike.
I know, because we look a little bit alike. If you didn't know black people, you would think we're twins, right?
Yeah. So
congratulations.
How's everything?
Life is good, man. Listen, I'm heading that way too. I'm gonna start. I've been dropping a couple pounds.
There you go.
Well, listen. I bought 2 Pelotons, and me dragging them in the house, I lost. I lost about an ounce. And so, I didn't use them
Wait,
yet.
hold on. What's your pellet? Text me your Peloton thing because I got it. I got it. I don't be
All right.
I suck at it, but like text we'll ride together.
All right, all good, all good. So I'm doing a challenge today with Pedro. You know Pedro, right? No?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get you guys together, two
Yeah.
monster beasts. So listen,
Yeah.
man, what can somebody learn from you right now? I mean, your bank of knowledge is so vast right now. Let me think
Yeah.
of something right now. You know what? Hey, you know what? I got a couple of products, and I'm not really or stuff right now, and I don't really know how to do digital marketing or anything. But I got to move this inventory for Christmas. Is it too late, or should I just repurpose it for New Year's? What should I do? That's just some
Yeah.
whatever shit.
I'll be honest. Like, I get that question of a lot. Is a lot of people feel like they missed the wave of social. You know what I mean? Like they already kind of missed the bubble, et cetera. And here's the truth, especially right now with the pandemic and everybody being quarantined. I feel like since I've been in this game the last decade, it was always a question of, should I do social? Like, do I do the Facebook thing? Da, 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 da. Now that is required. Like, it's not,
Right.
you know, when I got started, it was like, oh, you do the online business stuff. Now that is
Right.
just business. That's business. Like, it's not an online business. There's only business, and all of it is online in some capacity. Even like you go to the restaurants right now, even them, you got to scan your little QR code. You can't even touch a menu right now. So now they have to play on their websites and think of ways to monetize that. Because I guarantee you right now, 95% of the restaurants that got all those people are going to their website aren't pixeling them. Meaning, once they go there, retargeting them all over the internet, saying, hey, you came to our restaurant, would you like to come back? And if you're getting all that traffic to your website anyway, you might as well. And that's nothing.
Wait, you're too close to it. So and this is a good point, when I scan the QR code, do they capture my information or what is pixeling?
So pixeling, meaning once they go to the website, basically if you have a pixel on Facebook, a Facebook pixel or a Google pixel, that is what gives you the ability to show them ads later. So basically it's just like highlighting someone. Once they come to your website, it basically puts a tracker on them, and then you can show them advertisements based on the fact they just visited your site. So what a lot of people are doing right now is they have the QR scan code. So people are going to the website, but then once they leave, they have no way to get a hold of them. They don't have like a live chat. They're not getting their phone number, their email, and they're not pixeling them, which gives you the ability to stalk them later.
Is there ability also for me to scan in the QR code, and when I scan it in, the restaurant says to me, listen, if you send this to any of your friends and if they're first time users, they'll get 10% off or 20% off?
Honestly, like that's the crazy thing is, most people have the ability to create whatever route that they want, and that's a brilliant idea. Like, imagine
I know,
that.
I just came, I've been coming off the top of my head with it like that.
It really is though. Like, just think about that. If they simply inputted what you said and turned one restaurant or one customer into three, it triples business. But like, that's what I'm saying is so many people are just used to what they've been doing, and they're unwilling to learn something new. Like y'all were talking about a second ago. But Pinch, like, you got to learn something new. It's part of a requirement of success. So yeah, that was pretty fire off the top though. I see you.
You know what I'm saying? I be, but it's good. It's good. So what do you now? Why are you traveling right now? Because you are somebody who reaches the globe with your fingertips. Why would you physically need to travel? Is it because
That's actually a
you
good
could
question.
be on some personal stuff, or
No,
why are you
no.
traveling?
I'm not. I'm meeting with another company, and I won't say the company, but they're coming up on doing 100 mil a year. My company is not. So my brain goes, what do you know that I don't? Because clearly it's something you're better than me at this game of business. It's like I need to get better. So basically I talked with their CEO, and there's some things that we are doing better than them. And we said, well, let's figure out how we can work together. Now, here's why I came out here. If I just text him that, or we just talked on the phone that, we would never actually do it. So he took 3 of his players. I took 3 of my players. And we're all just basically, we met yesterday, and we just sat in a room, locked ourselves in a room, and said we're not leaving until we figure out how to partner together.
Did you guys get COVID tested at all, or did you just trust each other?
We're all super distanced and masked up, and we're following all the protocols. But at the same time, it's like if we didn't meet up, I can almost guarantee that we would have never actually taken action and got it done. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And again, like, it's not saying it would have been impossible, right? But we just figured it'd be good. And also, Austin is different than Dago. Like in San Diego, shit is locked down because of news. Some in California, but in
Right.
Austin, it's not as, like, it's not as, it's a little bit more free. But I mean, they're pretty locked down here too. So
Okay. Okay. All good. All good. So, man, listen, man, I got to put you with Pedro, man. You and I
connected.
think we did a IG live a while ago. I think it's time for a new one, probably for the new year. And we
Yes,
need to
sir.
start the new year before the year starts. And you and I, excuse me, I don't know English that well, but we got to get together and give people some motivation on some things and action plans that they need to take for the new year. But you and Pedro would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Link
So
us up. Link us up.
I will link you up, man. All the best, man. Thank you for taking time to
Appreciate you.
pop on, brother.
All
All
right,
right,
brother.
man.
Got it.
So if you don't follow Billie Jean Marketing, you need to really, really follow this guy. I'm going to look to see if anybody else is in here like a Pedro. Again, he must, how sometimes these things have glitches. I mean, he must not be, or I may not be finding him. Really, that could probably happen too. You know what? If not, I'm going to bring somebody else on here and see who else is here. Let me see. I want to bring a female on. We got a male, two males. Let me see. I don't have a female on here right now. If you're a female, you want to talk to me right now and give me some. Wait a minute. I got Fiscal Cliff right here. I don't know if Fiscal Cliff can talk right now, but because he may be at his place of business. Let's see. Let's see if Fiscal Cliff is on here right now. Fiscal Cliff, are you here? Here we go.
Hey,
Ooh,
hey, you see
Fiscal
that?
Cliff.
The
Look
hair's
at
growing
that
out.
hair. All
It's
right, so
growing out.
everybody, I want everybody to know who you are. So first of all, Fiscal Cliff. I was entrepreneur in residence at Babson College, and I went there, and I was, and all the kids were submitting, who they were. They were helping me on Shark Tank products, and you happened to send in a video. I think you were in Paris or France or some crap like that. That was your first day in class. Really, really fly. And then you came and you worked for me for years, and you moved back out to California. Obviously, some things you felt that you needed to do in California. You're a brilliant young man. You were kind of on Infusionsoft and all those other type of technologies way before everybody else was. What are you doing today, man? And how was your experience with me? You can say good, bad, or indifferent. What do you feel like you need to tell people about what you're doing and where the world is going? We got about 8 minutes.
All right, let's go. So, good to see you, Damon. It's been a while, but yeah, it was a great experience working for you. What everybody doesn't know, I was going to Babson back in 2011, and basically took Damon's class. Damon was a teacher, and I was like, Damon's teaching at Babson. I got to take his class. And to tell the truth, I basically stalked Damon for a job. I was literally like, you gotta
Mm.
hire me. You remember I kept showing up at the office, and you were like, dude, if you don't get up out of here, and I kept coming back. Uh, right now I'm back in California. I work at a company called Capeport Capital. It's a seed stage venture capital social impact investment firm. Pretty much help all of our companies in our portfolio with marketing strategy. I'm on calls all day long trying to help startups, get to their next affordable step, as Damon always says. I have 130 companies in the portfolio. Definitely check our website out, capeworkcapital.com, if you feel like you're a
Hold on,
good
you're saying
fit.
it too quick. You're saying it too quick. What is what is it? The
Uh,
website?
www.capeworkcapital.com. And
K-Port?
so Capor, Kapor, capital.com.
Kapor
Capor
dot com.
capital. Yep.
.com. No, Kapor capital.com.
Yep. Capor
Now,
capital.
now, 130 companies, you're still a venture group. So are there any, for startups, what are the categories that the venture group that you guys like to invest in?
Yeah, so there's healthcare, there's fintech, there's future city, there's work, people operations tech, energy, you name it. And we have all the sectors on our website. If you go to capeworkcapital.com/portfolio, you can see all the companies and things that we invest in.
Now, do people go there because of course, they say, okay, I need seed funding. What are the typical investments? Are they 10,000, 100,000? What are they generally for you guys?
Yeah, so we do anything from pre-seed to Series A. I would say the bulk of the investments have been in seed stage. So we're investing anywhere from 100,000 all the way up to $3 million. So it just depends on what
Okay.
stage you're at in your company. But if you're pre-seed, you've only got a little bit of revenue. Definitely still apply. If you're doing well and you're looking to grow, definitely still apply.
And you said something about social cause. You said, did you? Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
explain that dynamic.
Yeah, so we invest in businesses that have some sort of social impact on society, right? So we basically invest in companies that, your product is helping improve the lives of Black and Brown communities at the end of the day. So, for example, we've got a company called Pigeonly, where they actually will, like, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but to make calls in prison, it costs a lot of money. And so what Pigeonly has come in and done is that they've been able to lower the cost of making those phone calls tremendously. And so it's having an impact in terms of, making it easier for inmates, but it's still a profitable business at the end of the day, right? So we
And
really believe in making money, but
sure.
you don't have to make money and ruin the world, right? We want you to make money and do good.
Now, are the social causes only Black and Brown? Is it animal welfare? Is it female? Is it women? Is it immigrants, migrants? Are there other areas, or there's no area that's not on the table? And if you're doing good, we're interested in if it's if there's a way that we can help you.
Yeah, it's specifically for underrepresented minorities and communities of color, like specifically that. We don't really focus on, kind of like animal, just
Okay.
other welfare being specifically on improving the lives of people.
Okay, so now all of us, if I go over to the site and let's say I don't necessarily want funding, but I have some kind of technology that Pigeonly can use, and I want to be a vendor, or maybe Pigeonly will absorb me. Is that a place to go, or is it purely, hey, I'm looking for funding?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's if you have an opportunity in business partnerships, I mean, one, I would say, try to reach out to the company directly. If you can't, get in touch with them, definitely feel free to reach out to us, and we'll try to put you in touch with that CEO. Of course, we've got contact information for everyone. But yeah, if you're trying to build partnerships or just have ideas, we have our press at kportcapital.com. I mean, we pretty much reply to every single company that applies to our website, right? So we go through every single week, look at all the new companies, and provide feedback, whether you might be ready for investment, or you might not be ready. We'll let you know. And there's been companies that have applied multiple times, and they just keep growing and keep growing and keep growing, and they keep us in the loop of how their business is going, and then and then there's an investment at that point in time. So.
Okay. All right, Cliff. So other than that, man, I appreciate everything that you're doing, man. You look at how I always tell people that the people I hire, the people around me, are much smarter than me, man. And really, congratulations on everything you're doing, brother. Anything else you want to share in parting? Well, first of all, happy holidays. You and I need to get on the phone
Yes.
that we can just chop it up on some other stuff. But happy holidays, man. Anything you want to share in parting?
Yeah, 2020 has been a crazy year, but when things go bad, this is when always the worst. It's time to buckle down, get your mind right, reset, and let's make 2021 a good productive year. This is where all the companies were born. Last crash, that's when Airbnbs, the Ubers, all those different companies were born. So if you've got an idea, and you don't have a job, this is the time to work on it, because the upside is high, and 2021 is going to be a good year. I mean, 2020 is unexpected, but we made it here, and let's just get ready for a good time. Always good to see you, Daymond.
You got it, brother.
All righty.
Listen, Cliff's right up there in Silicon Valley. He's out there working with people and seeing what what people are, what people are doing. And so anyway, I'm sorry that I couldn't bring Pedro on because probably it was me. But I'm going to see if I can see him one more time, and I'm going to be heading over to doing our challenge. And feel free to come on, anybody you want. The challenge, you can go to where was it .com? I'm saying it's powershift2021.com, almost certain, but I just want to make sure you knew that. And I'm going to be going on in a couple of minutes with Pedro. Listen, those 3 interviews I did or 4 interviews I just did were off the top of my head with people. And hopefully if you learn something, it's great. But go to powershift2021.com to register. If you think you learned anything off of those 3 off the top of my head, wait till you see what me and Pedro have coming for you in 4 or 5 or even 10 minutes. Usually Pedro does the introduction, but please go to powershift2021.com. Thank you, Ginger, for putting it up, the beauty Ginger. And if you just want to put your name in really quick, I am going to shout you out. Somebody keeps saying, Noreen said Pedro was in here. I just do not see him, Noreen, not on my camera. But if you want to, please put your name in, because a lot of your avatars or your names are really confusing. Put your name in, and I will shout you out really quick before I break out of here and go on to hanging out with Pedro on powershift2021.com. Yeah, everybody says he's in there. Sorry, my buddy Ray, Wall Street Made. I don't see him in here, so unfortunately, we're gonna do it another way. But Mike Paris, what's up? Let me see. Dimitri Stalling. He sees Pedro. Everybody sees Pedro but myself. I'm very sorry about that. Eric Patrick Thomas, what's going on? Vote for my buddy Ray said vote for Pedro. All right. Sharmika, what's going on? Dr. Adesina, I think that's what it says. Hey, Rich. Who else is out here? Melanie's here, and Farhad Torang, Cumbria from Zimbabwe. Shout out to 300C Money. All right. So Dimitri King, I see you. Let me see who else is in here. Lion King Painters is charging. There you go. Tarina, let me see. Do I have a good old dad joke for you? Let me see if I can find a good old dad joke. I keep these things in a secret vault, these dad jokes, and they're absolutely so when I'm down, you just look at a dad joke and it just picks you right up. And remember, by the way, Christmas time, I know that I did this for Thanksgiving, but for Christmas, I'm going to give you a full marathon of dad jokes. It's just a gift that's going to just keep on giving. All right. Well, listen, I used to work at a shoe recycling shop, but it just destroyed my soul. What? No, I need more dad jokes. You didn't like that one? All right. You like that? Spring is here. I got so excited I wet my plants. I love that one. Come on, you get it? Spring is here. I got so excited I wet my plants. No. All right, guys. Maybe I need to go on to talking out with Pedro on. I really like that one. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the challenge later.